Welcome to the channel. My name is Tony Lau, your neighborhood feng shui guy. Can you believe 2023 is almost over? I know some of you are dying for the years to be over. And I know some of you didn't quite make it past this year, literally. And that's just like those that are currently alive has to continue living on for those that are no longer here. Anyway, before we jump into 2024 and reveal all of the Chinese zodiac sign, I want to reveal a very important topic that plaguing many of you guys this year. Tai Sui. I know some of you are lucky enough and didn't have to deal with it this year, but you can't stay lucky forever. Every year, at least 25% of you are affected by this guy, the Tai Sui. So what is Tai Sui? Tai Sui is a Chinese name for stars that are on the opposite side of Jupiter's orbiting cycle. Sometimes we call him as the Grand Duke Jupiter. He's an important feature in Chinese astrology, feng shui, Taoism, and Buddhism. You read about it in all these literatures. And he always follows the zodiac animal for that given year. So, for example, this year is rabbit. Next year is going to be dragon. Dragon is going to be the Tai Sui for next year. So anyone who's a dragon, mentally prepare yourself for next year because it's going to suck. So rather than me trying to tell you all the bad stuff that Tai Sui can do to you next year, I'm going to teach you how to block it, how to prevent, minimize the Tai Sui effect. Everyone should know this because eventually it's going to be your turn. So the solution is never going to be 100% foolproof. You're always going to feel a little bit of it, but you can minimize that effect. So for example, you get really depressed doing Tai Sui rather than going to depression. Maybe you just feel a little down a couple of days of the year instead of the entire year. You feel like gloomy, wanting to die or something. This will minimize that effect. I mentioned this before in another video. The first solution you try to approach is wearing another zodiac jewelry, another Chinese zodiac sign. So for example, if you're a rat, then you want to wear ox jewelry. Anything that's ox-like. For ox, you should wear a rat. For tiger, you should wear a pig. For rabbit, you should wear a dog. For dragon, you should wear a rooster, chicken, whatever like you want to call it. For snake, you want to wear a horse. For horse, you want to wear a sheep. For sheep, you want to wear a horse. For monkey, you want to wear a rat. For rooster, chicken, you want to wear a dragon. For dogs, you want to wear a rabbit. For pigs, you want to wear a tiger. If this sounds familiar to you, it should be because we just covered it. These are your best friend in the zodiac sign. So like pigs, your best friend's a tiger, and so on. If you have forgotten about it, you can watch that Friends and Enemy video. I'll post the link here. Now you don't have to wear this jewelry 24/7. You could if you want to, but I usually take it off during sleep and shower and so on. Just wear them out and about. If you forgot about it one day, it's not the end of the world. Just remember to wear it the next day. Since there are other solutions to help minimize the effect. The next one is traveling. Throughout the year, we all go traveling, whether for work or leisure, various different reasons. So the direction of where you're going to travel has nothing to do with your zodiac sign. Rather, it has to do with which season you were born in. If you're born in the spring or summer season, you should travel north and west. Spring and summer are between March 5th to August 7th. So if you're born between that time, you're considered born in the spring and summer season. On the contrary, for fall and winter season, you should travel east and south. And this is measured by where you're living at. So you should go east or south direction. That would benefit you greatly. Now, the travel restriction doesn't always apply during any given year. Only apply during a Tai Sui year or reversal horse year. In a Tai Sui year, it will help you turn things around from bad to good. You travel in the right direction. Traveling in the wrong direction will actually make things worse. An example would be, say, I live in Salt Lake City, Utah. I should be traveling to north and west. I was born in summer. But life comes around, I have to make a trip to Colorado. That's in the east side of Salt Lake City. So what happened? Am I screwed for that year? No. So what I would do is make two more trips in the right direction after I make that wrong trip to balance it. So I would be going to Seattle, Portland, Oregon, or even like go across the sea to like Japan. And longer trip in the right direction will also cancel out the smaller trip in the wrong direction. Unless I make a really long trip, say I go to like New York or Washington D.C., then I will probably have to go to Japan to balance it in the right direction. Just keep that in mind. It can be a painful process if you travel a lot for your work. You could be making a lot of trip in the wrong direction that year, make things much worse for yourself with the Tai Sui. Another way to get rid of Tai Sui that year is to donate blood, because Tai Sui has two bodyguards. That's the hidden corpse and the source edge star. These stars would inflict bodily injury on you if you're not careful that year. One way to acknowledge this effect is to give blood willingly during the month of April and October each year. You can go to a blood drive or see a dentist or any type of medical procedure that requires you to draw blood. I just did it the other day, went to a annual checkup, they draw blood, run tests on it. They acknowledge that donating blood or drawing blood effect that you could use to block Tai Sui off from harming you that year. Lastly, we could trigger a red event. No, this is different from blood donation, even though blood is red. It has nothing to do with the red. Red means happiness in Chinese culture. Red event could be wedding, birth of a child. Now, these event has to be you. You have to be the main character in these events. You can't just attend a wedding or be a best man or have grandchild. Those don't count. You can't just attend someone else's wedding. So it has to be your wedding. It has to be your child. It can't just be someone else's event. This is where it can get a little confusing. That's why I don't put it in the first solution, because it could be pretty hard to get married and have kids because not everyone has that capability. Lastly, I want to address some myths out there. Their misconception with how to get rid of Tai Sui. There's a lot of misinformation out there. So I want to clarify which one is the right one, which one is the wrong one. The most common one is to visit a Tai Sui temple. They have those in Asia. You go there and pay respect to the Tai Sui, hoping they will forgive you. Doesn't quite work. People try it, doesn't usually work. The most effective one is those four solutions I mentioned. The next one is avoid visiting funerals and hospitals. This has nothing to do with Tai Sui. We just went through it in the last video. Living next to a hospital and a funeral home affects you. Not visiting funeral or hospital to see someone. Don't just avoid it because you have the Tai Sui. That's a bad excuse to get out of those events. The next one on the list is 10 more red events. Attending a red event, I mentioned it, has to be your event. It doesn't matter you go to a wedding or go to a baby shower. It doesn't cancel out the Tai Sui. It has to be your own event. Next, we got wearing red underwear. I don't know where this comes from. It doesn't work. Don't be stupid and go buy red underwear. Red is fire. Not everyone will get benefit from fire. If you're someone that negative affect by the fire element, you could be in much trouble by wearing the red underwear. So don't do that. Next one is pray to a statue of Tai Sui by placing it at home in the direction of your birth year. This is interesting. It's using some concept of feng shui and elements, but it doesn't work with Tai Sui. You're stuck with it. It's been tested. It doesn't work. Now this one is similar, facing away from the Tai Sui direction, face the opposite direction of Tai Sui. So similar to the last one. For example, this year is the rabbit year, so the direction is west. You can't always just face away from west. You can't not look at west the entire year. That's just stupid. Doesn't work. Don't do that. The next one is avoid doing construction in both directions. Now, this has some negative impact, but it has nothing to do with Tai Sui. It actually has to do with the triple curse. So, for example, you want to avoid doing construction work in the west direction this year, because you could affect the triple curse, place it on your home, but it has nothing to do with the Tai Sui. Keep that in mind. Okay, this is the last one. Avoid slamming door. I don't know where this comes from. Slamming door makes a loud noise. It's nothing to do with Tai Sui. There you have it, all the different ways to prevent Tai Sui. If you found this video useful, consider subscribing and hit the notification button so you're notified the next time I post a video. Also check out this video recommended by the YouTube algorithm. See you next time.